Nobody teaches you this in school. You grow up learning equations, timelines, grammar rules you'll half forget later. But no one ever sits you down and explains this. The way you treat yourself in front of others becomes their guidebook for how to treat you. Think about that. Every time you shrink, every time you say yes when everything inside you means no, every time you over-explain, over-apologize, or laugh off something that actually hurt, you're not just reacting, you're instructing. You're writing a quiet curriculum moment by moment, and the people around you are reading it, whether they realize it or not. Worth doesn't arrive as a speech. It doesn't show up in a dramatic moment, where you finally stand up and announce who you are. It lives in the texture of ordinary days, in how long you wait before replying to a message, in whether you finish what you promised yourself, in how you accept praise, in how you absorb criticism, in how you enter rooms where you feel unsure. This is about 7 behaviors. Nothing loud, nothing performative. Not fear, not flattery, just respect. Before we go further, if you're done being underestimated, type done. Say it out loud, even if only here. You don't declare your worth, you demonstrate it, and it starts here. Behavior 1, you keep your word to yourself. There's a version of you that's made hundreds of quiet promises and broken most of them before Tuesday. You know the ones. I'll wake up earlier. I'll finish that. I won't let this slide again. Small commitments, private ones, the kind no one else knows about. That's exactly why they matter. Most people miss this. How you treat your promises to yourself becomes the model for how others treat you. When you consistently abandon your own commitments, you're not just building inconsistency, you're training yourself to believe your word doesn't fully mean anything. And that belief leaks outward. People notice, not mystically but practically. They watch what you do. They see when your actions and words live in different places. Self-mastery isn't discipline for show. It's alignment inside and out. When your yes means yes. When your no means no. Starting with the promises no one sees. So when you follow through on the walk you said you'd take, the conversation you said you'd have, the boundary you said you'd hold, you're not just completing a task. You're building evidence. Evidence that you're trustworthy. First to yourself, then, inevitably, to others. Break this quietly and everything shifts. Honor it quietly and something solid forms, within you and around you. Behavior 2, you don't over-explain. Notice the next time you say no, count the sentences that follow. Most people don't stop at one. They add a reason, then a backup reason, then an apology, then reassurance they're not a bad person. By the end, the no is buried. Over-explaining isn't clarity. It's a request for approval disguised as information. It quietly says, my decision needs your acceptance to be valid. And people feel that when you over-explain, you hand over a little power. Over time, others begin to expect it. Brevity carries authority. So does silence. A complete sentence doesn't need defending. I won't be able to make it, but I hope it goes well. That's warm. That's clear. That's enough. The absence of extra justification isn't rude. It's self-trust. Notice where you over-explain. It's usually where you don't yet believe your answer is enough. The work isn't crafting better reasons. It's needing fewer of them. And when you trust your answer, others follow. Behavior 3, you let discomfort exist. Most people rush to fix tension. Silence appears. They fill it. Someone seems upset. They smooth it over. Friction arises. They hurry toward resolution. Not because it's time, but because waiting feels unbearable. So they apologize when they're not wrong. Soften truths that needed to land. Chase comfort instead of clarity. And in doing so, they teach others something important. Tension will always be relieved quickly. Learning to let discomfort sit is quiet self-respect. It says, I can be here without escaping. Not everything urgent deserves action. Discomfort feels urgent. It rarely is. When you stop reflexively fixing every tense moment, something shifts. People learn your calm is real, not fragile, not performative. They learn you can hold difficult moments without dissolving. That steadiness changes how you're treated. Behavior 4, you receive compliments without deflecting. Someone praises you, and before they finish, you minimize it. It was nothing. Anyone could have done it. I almost messed it up. It sounds like humility. Often it isn't. Deflecting a compliment quietly rejects the giver's perception as if their judgment can't be trusted. It also teaches others how to see you. If you consistently dismiss praise, people slowly stop offering it or stop believing it. Receiving well is a skill, not preening, not boasting, just this. Thank you. That means a lot. And then you let it land. 2 seconds of stillness. No self-erasure. Let yourself be seen as capable, as worthy. Because when you receive well, you teach others to treat you accordingly. Behavior 5. You stop shrinking. Shrinking is subtle. Sitting at the edge of the table. Lowering your voice mid-sentence. Apologizing for taking up space before anyone asked. It's a social insurance policy, but people tend to give you exactly as much space as you claim. Body language speaks. When you enter a room unsure you belong, the room often agrees because you told it to. This isn't about becoming loud. Overcorrection reads as insecurity too. It's simpler than that. You walk in, you sit fully, you speak at your natural volume. You stop negotiating your right to exist in the space. Presence doesn't need permission. Behavior 6. You end what's already over. Some things end long before we let them go. The friendship held together by history. The role you've outgrown. The relationship that's been empty for a while. Staying isn't loyalty. It's self-abandonment. And it teaches others you'll remain even when you're no longer valued. Ending doesn't require drama. Often it's quiet. A conversation that shortens. A presence that withdraws. An internal decision made without announcement. When you release what's finished, you signal that your time and energy matter. What remains becomes richer because you're no longer leaking yourself into places that can't receive you. Behavior 7. You respond instead of react. Something hits a nerve. Your body reacts instantly. Reacting gives away control. Responding reclaims it. Sometimes the difference is just a breath. A pause where you choose not to fill the space. That pause is where freedom lives, where intention arrives before impulse. When you respond deliberately, you project self-possession. And self-possession draws respect, not because it's performed, but because it's real. 7 behaviors. None dramatic, none loud. That's what makes them powerful. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more yourself. Worth when lived doesn't announce itself. It shows up as consistency. And when that pattern is clear enough, long enough, the message becomes impossible to ignore. Choose one behavior. Start there. You've been teaching people your worth all along. The only question is, what lesson do you want them to learn? If this shifted something in you, write, I know my worth. No explanation needed. Walk steady.